So Rose McGowan has put Oprah on blast.
He seemingly suggested in the caption that Oprah knew the Hollywood producer was mistreating women.
And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment.
No, they eat babies. That is not bullshit. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood.
So there's this secret rooms. They got secret rooms.
Go on, tell me, how do I find the secret?
So when you go in the secret rooms, because they hide it in loads of places, they tie string around and then they put it all around the body, but they're naked, and they got this tattoo on the private with like little piercings.
So in worshiping the devil, participated in human sacrifice rituals and cannibalism.
Ritualistic behaviors, the putting girls in the suitcases.
Yeah, so why am I hearing that Oprah had a school for girls and all of them went missing?
These are my girls. These are my girls.
50 Cent has suggested that certain powerful figures in entertainment have been shielded for years, and he has publicly questioned whether influential media personalities like Oprah Winfrey played a role in maintaining that protection. His comments surfaced amid renewed public interest in the case of Jeffrey Epstein, particularly after additional documents were made public. 50 Cent has also teased the idea of producing a documentary connected to JayZ after JayZ's name appeared in newly discussed records. While he has not made direct accusations, he has implied that he is closely watching which names are highlighted and which are not. Oprah's past appearances in Epstein-related discussions have added tension to the conversation, though no evidence of wrongdoing has been established.
A couple of pets as well, a dog and a cat with interesting names, to say the least.
Yeah. That's Oprah.
That's Oprah. Okay. Named after the Oprah, and your cat's name is?
And Gail.
Gail, okay, Gail.
JayZ's name appeared in a 2019 FBI tip-intake report connected to Epstein, referencing an anonymous claim about events in the 1990s. A tip-line report does not confirm wrongdoing, but it has fueled online debate. Observers have pointed to JayZ's past associations, including his former professional proximity to Diddy, whom 50 Cent has openly criticized following Diddy's legal troubles. Over the years, JayZ has also faced long-standing rumors regarding past relationships, all of which have either been denied or remained unproven. Additionally, both JayZ and Diddy have denied allegations raised in a recent lawsuit. Although allegations alone do not establish guilt, repeated public controversies can influence public perception.
Shell footage has surfaced from Africa, where JayZ has been accused of running child safaris for Jeffrey Epstein's VIP associates and the global elite.
Sound good? Oh, you put that thing on the wall. So you see how we do it here on the Saturday, just as well as
Oprah's connection to JayZ became widely visible after his 2009 appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show. She publicly praised him and credited him with reshaping her understanding of hip-hop culture. Because of that visible support, some critics now scrutinize their association within broader discussions about elite networks and influence. However, appearing together publicly does not in itself imply involvement in wrongdoing.
Known for not being a big fan of rap music because of misogynist lyrics and because of the use of the N-word. You obviously feel differently, and a little bit.
JayZ and his company Roc Nation previously entered business partnerships with Harvey Weinstein and the Weinstein Company. At the time, the collaborations were framed as efforts to support meaningful storytelling. After Weinstein's criminal charges became public in 2017, past partnerships across Hollywood were reassessed. Oprah, who had also interacted publicly with Weinstein in prior years, described the revelations as a watershed moment, a phrase that drew mixed reactions.
JayZ and Beyoncé's home searched amidst recent allegations.
Tonight, the Department of Justice releasing their final batch of files
and the millions of newly released Justice Department records
connected to the late convicted under Jeffrey Epstein.
They include Epstein's messages with powerful men.
You're the only one who ever yelled at me, I take it anytime from you. I want to see him get it.
In your thoughts on Donald Trump and what it means for mass incarceration?
You know what? This is a labor of love for Jay, and as a result, he's my friend. We're here to talk about that and nothing else.
Well, then can I ask you about mass incarceration? And do you think the movement is... Okay.
What did it say JayZ did? He was there in 1996? Come on, people.
During the fallout from the Weinstein scandal, Weinstein referenced what he claimed was a lyric from Jay-Z's album 444, though the quoted line did not actually appear on the album. Several media outlets pointed out the inaccuracy. This incident added to speculation about connections among powerful figures during a time of heightened scrutiny.
The 54-year-old singer shared this meme of Oprah kissing Harvey Weinstein on Wednesday that read, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you're the solution." He seemingly suggested in the caption that Oprah knew the Hollywood producer was mistreating women, writing, "You'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young starry-eyed actresses."
The conversation often expands to include Bill Clinton, whose name appears in Epstein's flight logs from trips taken between 2002 and 2003. Clinton has acknowledged flying on Epstein's plane for foundation-related travel and has stated he had no knowledge of Epstein's crimes and never visited Epstein's island. Archived photographs show Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell at public events attended by Clinton. Oprah has interviewed Clinton in the past, and their professional interactions are sometimes referenced in discussions about overlapping elite circles.
I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him. Every minute I spent with him, I regret and I apologize that I did that.
There are some really weird details coming out about Bill Gates' rocky relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. One day, Epstein is offering to get Bill Gates a Nobel Peace Prize through his connections, and then the next day he's blackmailing Gates about his...
Bill Gates has acknowledged meeting Epstein multiple times between 2011 and 2014, stating the meetings focused on philanthropy. He has denied visiting Epstein's island, and the Gates Foundation has denied any financial ties to Epstein. Melinda French Gates has publicly stated that she had concerns about Gates' association with Epstein, indicating it was one factor contributing to their 2021 divorce. Oprah has previously interviewed Gates as part of discussions on global health and philanthropy, which critics cite when discussing interconnected public figures.
Questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it. Those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer.
Richard Branson has also appeared in Epstein-related reporting. Branson has stated that his interactions with Epstein were limited to professional or group settings and that he ended contact once he became aware of concerns. Oprah has interviewed and publicly praised Branson in the past, and critics point to repeated overlaps among high-profile leaders in business, media, and politics when debating the idea of protection at the top.
I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time. I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. I had nightmares about it afterwards.
So you're sitting down there having cocktails while Bill Clinton's getting a massage from some girl who's rubbing her tits against the back of his head, whether knowingly or unknowingly having sex with underage girls.
Everybody wants to be.
Maybe some guys, that was their thing.
Sure.
Does it seem like with Epstein, that was his thing?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan recently commented that some individuals he knows personally were named in Epstein-related documents released by the U.S. Department of Justice. The document release reportedly includes millions of pages of records, many heavily redacted. These materials contain flight logs, communications, and investigative files. However, the presence of a name in such documents does not by itself confirm criminal conduct.
All the information that's getting disclosed, supposedly this administration, what do you have the least faith that we're going to come to
Epstein,
a conclusion?
for sure.
Epstein.
And I think it's because of Israel. I think that because when you really dig into Epstein, his entire network was Israel. It was clearly, like Ehud Barak was the ex-prime minister and the ex-head of Israeli intelligence. Leslie Wexner was one of the most powerful pro-Israeli philanthropists. The whole organization was Israel.
So
and
it
I'm
was
not saying it was all of Israel.
It was all an intelligence gathering, and
it was targeting Americans. It was targeting American officials and the American president.
Right.
And the CIA does have interest in those targets too. Elements in the CIA does. Certainly they had help from the CIA, and certainly they had help from these other organized crime and intelligence operations. But you don't, like, so for example, Dan Bongino, the new, deputy director of the FBI, he recently had this clip that went all around where he said on camera that he had a source that he trusted deeply. And he's an informed guy. He was at Fox News interview, and the source told him that Epstein was working for an intelligence agency in the Middle East. And I don't know which one, but someone in the Middle East. And to be fair, we all already knew this. We already know who he worked for. At least I think so. But I'm looking at, okay, Dan, so if this giant group of Jewish billionaires is running a sex trafficking operation targeting American politicians and business people and stuff, you think they're working with an Arab or Muslim nation in the Middle East? Like, you think that Leslie Wexner is devoting his entire life to philanthropies on behalf of Israel, but then he's going to work for Saudi Arabia when he's doing this trafficking?
Rogan has said that years ago, Alex Jones warned him about alleged misconduct on Epstein's private island, Little St. James. At the time, Rogan dismissed the claims as exaggerated. Following public revelations about Epstein's crimes, Rogan has reflected on those earlier warnings, though such discussions remain speculative unless supported by verified evidence.
Democrats released those emails obtained from the Epstein estate, showing the convicted sex offender discussing Trump and seeming to suggest he had information he never shared. In a 2011 exchange with his co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein writing the, quote, dog that hasn't barked is Trump, adding one of his victims spent hours with Trump at Epstein's home, but that Trump had never once been mentioned. Maxwell replying, I have been thinking about that. House Republicans in the White House identifying the victim as Virginia Giuffre, who once worked at Trump's spa at Mar-a-Lago. Giuffre said she never saw Trump do anything inappropriate. She died by suicide earlier this year. In a 2018 text exchange, someone whose name is redacted wrote to Epstein, "It will all blow over. They're really just trying to take down Trump and doing whatever they can to do that." The context of the message is unclear, but Epstein responding, "It's wild because I am the one able to take him down." Trump and Epstein were friends for more than a decade.
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
After Epstein's arrest in 2019, Trump said he hadn't spoken to him in 15 years. He insists he broke off the friendship when he learned Epstein and Maxwell were luring away young female staffers who worked at Mar-a-Lago.
He stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again, and I threw him out of the place, persona non grata. I threw him out, and that was it.
In a 2019 email to author Michael Wolff, Epstein writing, Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop.
With each new document release, previously discussed names resurface, prompting renewed public debate. While some interpret repeated appearances as evidence of deeper connections, legal experts emphasize that investigative records often list individuals for many reasons, including peripheral or incidental contact. Context is essential when evaluating such materials.
I guess. There's too much circumstantial evidence that leads me to believe that it was an assassination. You know, I know a lot of people think that he committed, a lot of very smart people that I know think he committed suicide. I'm like, there's too many convenient things. The cut wires, the security cameras rather not working. They weren't cut, right? They just stopped. They didn't function. Security cameras didn't function. The fact that he had shared a cell with this giant former cop who was a murderer, who had multiple people, just giant roided up cop. Like, this is a cellmate. Like, if you wanted to get somebody, hey, look, bro, extra Twinkies, take this guy out. Like, it wouldn't be hard. He's already killed a bunch of people. He was a drug dealer. Do you ever see the guy? Do you ever see the guy who was his cellmate?
No, but it's like
it's kind of hilarious.
It's like when you're a freshman in college and they just put you with somebody, you know?
Bro, if you wanted to get someone, you have a high profile witness, okay? High profile witness in the craziest trafficking conspiracy of all time,
Yeah.
where a guy who may or may not have been an intelligence asset or an intelligence agent or whatever the fuck he was for whatever country, this guy he's arrested for trafficking to elites, and then you put him in jail.
Oh my God.
With that guy.
I thought that was the guy that fought Mike Tyson. Remember that dude who read that poem?
Bro, you
Remember
put him
him?
in jail with that guy. All you have to do is get that guy cigarettes and steroids. You tell him, I got you Marlboro Reds
I got you
and Tren. I got you testosterone replacement for life, even though you're going to still be in jail.
I got you
kill
some
him.
Marlboro and
Four
Test
men.
200s.
Dude, he was found guilty of killing 4 men, and they put him in a cell with Epstein. Look at the size of that savage.
Big guy.
Giant, muscle-bound, steroided up dude, and they put him in a cell with Epstein, and Epstein got strangled. Well,
Epstein might have been
not Sherlock Holmes, but I think there might be a connection there.
Epstein was probably trying to slurp him. I bet that dude was such a pervert, dude.
Well, if he didn't kill him, then somebody.
I bet he was such a pervert.
I think somebody killed him. Retired Westchester cop charged with $4 and cocaine deal after bodies dug up on his property. Bro, he buried them in his backyard.
Yeah,
that's a crazy motherfucker.
Oh, that's a good gardener.
Recent online discussions have focused again on Bill Gates after reports described photographs and alleged emails involving Epstein. Gates has strongly denied claims suggesting misconduct or blackmail, calling such allegations false. Commentators like Joe Rogan have questioned why prominent figures continued meeting Epstein after his earlier legal troubles. However, no conclusive evidence has been presented showing that all individuals mentioned in records were involved in criminal activity.